Alright, so I'm going to be talking about Conan the Barbarian, bound in black stone. This was sent to me by my good friend Chris. This was the start of the independent haul that was, I think, is going to start either this week as of this recording or the next. I don't know. But basically, this is also the first volume in the Titan books. The word got away from me. Of Titan books, Conan the Barbarian series. Which, yeah, it is like this comic basically is the new start to the Conan series, and it's kind of cool because it's kind of like I always think back on this sometimes of like, okay, Marvel, you used him in the Marvel universe and then you just gave up on him, or did you just have the rights for an X amount of time before you had to play hot potato? Because here's the thing, I don't think I've ever talked about this, but like it's so weird to me that the moment Marvel stopped using Conan, Titan Books it was like a month at least before the Titan Books announced, yeah, we're doing Conan the Barbarian. So it makes me wonder if there was a deal, or that the rights were burning out. They only had the rights for an X amount of time, and then Titan came in and took them. I don't know. I really hope that's an answer I would really love to know. But anyway, so yeah. So this is written by Jim Zub, who was... this is the other thing that gets me interested. Jim Zub, not Zeb Wells. For some reason I mix Zub and Zeb Wells and Jim Zub up in my head. But Jim Zub basically was writing the Sword of Conan, or Conan the Barbarian series, for a hot minute, because Conan, while he was in the Marvel universe, there were other Conan comics, and Jim Zub was writing solo Conan books for, I think, the Savage Sword of Conan for Marvel. And then he's instantly on this. So it makes me wonder about that rights thing. I really want to know. Anyway, so yeah. So what is this story about? Well, this comic is basically a new story of Conan the Barbarian's history. Sorry about that. Anyway, so like I was saying, this book basically is kind of a little retelling of Conan's origin story. The first part of it, basically, they have the free comic book day issue, where they talk about this new origin for Conan, where... And it's not... The thing is, it's not egregious. If anyone, like, diehard Conan fans are thinking they changed the lore, not really. They haven't really done anything different. Basically, in this... Of why Conan goes out into the world is that Conan of Crimea... When he was living in Crimea, his people were at war with the Aquilonians. And if you know your if you know your lore, you know Conan will one day be the king of Aquilonia. But the thing of it is that the Aquilonians were trying to conquer Crimea, and the Crimeans fought them off. But after the battle, Conan basically was just kind of like, this is boring, man. He just picks up an Aquilonian sword and, like, thinks about all the cool things he's missing out. So he takes the sword, grabs a horse, and goes out into the world. And that's really it. That's kind of the story. Like, that's really it. That's the minor change. And to be fair, it's not too dissimilar from, like, other stories of Conan the Barbarian, him leaving out into the world, where he's just... The only thing, like, I think they changed was having the Aquilonians be the attacker. I could be wrong. I haven't read every Conan novel, shockingly. Yeah. So the main story is that this is Conan on, like, his first adventure, and he encounters what is known as a Pict. The Picts are basically, like, a native tribe, and this woman named Brissa comes running into town saying, you guys gotta go. And behind her is an army of the dead. So Conan and Brissa are thrown together into this situation where they have to battle this army of zombies, and finally find their way to, and find the origin of it, and who's controlling them, and what's to be done. It also leads Conan back to Crimea to discover that his people are also under attack and being zombified as well. I love this story. I really do love this comic. There hasn't been a bad Conan book from... That's the thing I really like, is that whether it be Dark Horse, Marvel... you could make the argument about the Conan the Marvel Universe stories. I personally like Savage Avengers and the... but And but he did have like solo Conan books from both Jason Aaron and Jim Zub, and I think Cullen Bunn did did a Conan book as well. And this is just an add-on to there's like as long as you're having Conan out here killing people and being a badass, there's no wrong way to write a Conan book. Just like there's no wrong way to eat a Reese's. Sorry, that's the best joke I got. But yeah. So this comic really is more about talking about the lore, and I also love the artwork in here by Roberto de la Torre. Hope I'm saying that last name right. It's beautiful. Like it really just look at how well painted that is. Like it is beautiful. It really reminds me a lot of the classic Conan stories of from the and it also reminded me a bit of the Prince Valiant books, if anyone remembers those from newspapers. It reminded me a lot of that, but then again, that just kind of fits the Conan universe. The book really is more about, the book is basically your basic Conan adventure. The one thing I will say that I kind of have against this story is that it really feels like we're doing a continuous story. And that's one thing I never really, I don't like to see in Conan stories, because I said this before in my Conan the Barbarian Q&A, where you could easily pick up a Conan the Barbarian book, because it's always the first story. It's always Conan comes into town or goes on an adventure to seek wealth, and he runs into shenanigans. That's really it. The fact that we're now doing what feels like a continuous story kind of bothers me, because now you have to pick up books to, read them. But but again, the book's out for a while. This is the first trade. Maybe it'll be different in the second trade. I don't know. It just felt like it was going. Also, I love the introduction of who the villain is. I really loved the oh shit. I had an oh shit kind of moment, because the villain behind this zombie army, it's a cult of snake people. So we're kind of built, if you know your Conan lore, you kind of know who they're building up to. That's all I'm going to say on that. If you know your Conan lore, then you already know who they're going to be building up to, and it's going to be super awesome to see him. But yeah. All in all, if you are a diehard fan of Conan, or I've seen some some of my viewers talk about they want to get into Conan the Barbarian but don't know where to start. Again, it's kind of easy to get into Conan books, but if you want a new place to start, here you go. This is your place to start right here with the first volume of Titan Books, Conan the Barbarian. Knocked it out of the park. Absolutely loved it. I really want to read the next volume. So thank you, Chris, for sending this to me. But anyway, if you've read Conan the Titan Books first volume of Conan the Barbarian, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.